Okay. So this is the elements readings for the week of June 2nd, June 3rd through the 9th or 10th. Somewhere around then, Spirit knows. So this is going to be looking at the energies with whatever Spirit sends through me and through Jen, or whoever Spirit decides is going to see this. Okay, let's start with, who do you want to start with?
I'm going to go water first again.
Okay, let's start with water. For this week, water signs. Well, you have, okay, this could, no, it's not that. I was going to be like, this could just be Scorpio. Scorpio's water, but it's not that.
Well, it's funny because that's when I think water. I've been telling you I've got Scorpio on the brain the last couple weeks.
Yeah, and yeah, I was gonna say it's not that. It's not that. It's not that it's Scorpio, although Scorpio is included. What it is it's a big week for. Okay, so Scorpio, you're dealing with a lot, and
just Scorpio or water?
Well, I mean, I'm
really getting Scorpio. It's like Scorpio's going to get their own reading.
In particular, it's like this is reading for water signs, but I'm just shouting out Scorpio that you're dealing with a lot. But it's like what they're showing me here is, you see like the divine face in this moon. Just know that you know, the divine, your guides are watching you and what you're going through. You're not alone. So you may like get a sense of like, oh, I'm way off track. I've gone rogue. Things are off. Things have gone crazy. No, you're still being watched over, and everything's it's just being illuminated. What was in the darkness. It's not that these things that are suddenly demanding to be reacted to were not there before. It's just that now they've been brought out into the light, or they will be this week. In some cases, I'm getting for you, water signs, that like for you, it's like I'm leaping to freedom. And for someone else in your situation or your life, it might be more like, I'm just falling and I don't know which way is up. So it's like, this is really complicated. I mean, it's like a lot is being brought to light. You are kind of glad / cringing because it is causing others to be like, what is going on exactly? But you're like, okay, good. Finally, we can like at least deal with what is. Because up till now, maybe there was some, oh yeah, well, there we go. So maybe up till now, there was some just sort of stumbling around in the dark. And I feel water signs like you especially have been operating on one plane of awareness in your life of like, I know what's true for me, I know what's right for me, but yet dealing with things on, this earthly plane as far as other people are concerned. And now that this illumination is happening this week, everyone can be on the same page. And even though you will be needing to ride this out, this energy of, oh no, however long that lasts, on the other side of that is this.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. I'm going to interrupt you for just a second.
Yeah.
What I was seeing before you pulled that card was they were showing me like a thunderstorm. When all the different temperatures come and they smash together, and it's like, you've been on this plane, this is the earthly plane. They're coming together, you get that big clap, then you get the lightning, then you get all of that storm that happens, and then what happens after that? The sun comes out. And so it was really cool that you pulled that sun part. But that is exactly what they're showing me.
Storm, and there's the sun. And so, and this is all for this week. So this is letting you know, like, make sure you keep your awareness of this. And to have the sun and the moon in the same spread is always very auspicious. It's always letting you know that it's a key time for some big things. Mm-hmm. So this for you, water signs, is key for things coming together for your, abundant, beautiful life. There is going to be an element this week of kind of, I really just am feeling somebody being like, what is going on? Like somebody just being kind of like blindsided feeling.
But then at the very end, like after the storm's passed, be sitting there going, oh, thank God that's over. Like we needed that rain. It's,
Yeah.
like, oh, thank goodness. So it's going to end up fine in the end.
Because what came out with that when we were just talking about, when Jen was just talking, was release toxic relationships.
There you go.
You are going to be like, oh, thank God, like that, is not a factor for me anymore. There's something that has been bringing a lot of drama, because I really got like this complicated, complex drama sense with you water signs. So there's something that has been bringing a lot of drama that is finally going to be, cleansed, purged from your reality. Doesn't mean that, the people are necessarily going to not be in your reality, but that element is going to be not there anymore, because that's what you've been manifesting. You've been manifesting this more peaceful, more calm, more sane, I'm getting, existence. And
yep. And that's what's got to happen, is sometimes those clouds have to empty. All of that stuff has to happen to get to that peace, because I would almost promise you that everything up until this point, the struggle, the drama, the whatever it could be that's happening in your life up until this point, until this storm, that's the worst part of it. But once this happens and it can be cleared out, you're going to feel fantastic.
Good. Very good. Okay. And so this is for earth signs for this week. Guidance for earth signs. We didn't say before, but the water signs are Cancer, Scorpio,
Pisces.
Pisces. How could I forget?
Yeah, after that reading got over, I was like, oh no, because I'm so much Pisces.
You have some water.
Big water.
Yeah. So our earth signs are Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo.
Gosh, we are just like blanked.
Energy right now, like brains just disengaged.
Yep.
Okay, so this is for this earth sign. Thank you. The Magician.
Yeah.
Powerful manifestation mode. Just stay aligned. Stay aligned. Now, they did bring my attention to this detail I've never, ever noticed before, which is that his belt is a snake.
Oh, come on.
I know.
You know I'm having snake sinks.
I know, and you're a nurse sign, so I have to give this to you. But that is, I mean, it's just sort of hanging out around his waist. He is still the magician. It's not getting in the way. What this is showing is him having such command over the snake. Now, the snake representing the ego, the fears, the things that you've conquered and have command over. Your humanness, in that Garden of Eden, the snake was the one that was kind of luring them into their humanness, into Adam and Eve's, limitations. That's what that is. So it's something just sort of tethering you to the earth that's sort of hanging out there, but you have command over it so much so that you're, wearing it as your belt. So
I was gonna say, and then the other thing that was sticking out to me is the infinity sign on this today is really important in this manifesting and in that power, is to just stay in that flow, that easy flow. Don't let anything break your stride.
Yeah, and have awareness of this ego, those fears, but again, just sort of keep a check on it. Like, okay, is that snake still on my belt? Okay, good, no problem. Like, just kind of make sure you know where it is, it's not a necklace or anything like that. And just be aware, okay? Without fear, just sort of making sure that belt's still there. Okay, because you have death, earth signs, and that is a transition. They're bringing my attention here to the sunrise in the background of, that new day dawning. Wow, and this little child here who's just sort of like looking toward that. Wow, she's looking at the ship coming in.
Yeah, it's interesting. I saw someone pull out of a tarot deck a snake card, and it was in a circle. And I'd never heard this before. And I was actually going to ask you, is that their intuitive interpretation of that was cycles ending. So it was kind of interesting to see the snake around the magician's waist, and then for you to pull the death card.
Yeah. Well, definitely what I feel is ending in this reading for earth signs is something of your earthly limitations, because this
Ooh.
yeah, because this Queen of Pentacles is a very, very grounded energy, and this Queen of Pentacles holds on to what's precious to her. You know, she might kind of sit there forever, just sort of petting on this pentacle, you know. So it's like what I feel like with the Death card with this Queen of Pentacles, because I asked for clarification about death, and that's what this was. I feel like it's you, earth signs, putting an end to something of your old human self that would have limited you before, because you're now this magician. You're now this, you know, complete divine vessel, and you're not going to just sit there and pet on that, whatever that pentacle is for you, for the rest of your life. You're going to be this magician. You're going to be in this energy, and you've put to death the idea of that old comfort. Yeah.
For earth signs, it's this. And that magician comes from here.
It's like everything you told yourself that you had to have a nice life. You now have like, I'm seeing someone just like wiping a table clean. You've just been like, okay, nope, none of that, because I'm the magician, and I had a very limited view before of what was a very nice life, and now I want all 10 cups as that magician. And I'm not going to be content to be that Queen of Pentacles with their little pentacle. I want all these 10 cups. So what you've put to death is that old idea of you that was going to be just fine with that one pentacle. Now you're like, nope. I want all the cups, all the joy, all the abundance, magical existence that I'm manifesting because I'm the magician. And so this is a week, earth signs, of you really saying goodbye to a lot of old ways that might have brought you comfort before. Also releasing toxic relationships, because some of those old comforts were toxic. Even it's sort of like, you know, when you quit smoking or quit drinking or quit some vice that is essentially toxic, or quit eating sugar or whatever it is, you know, your human mind is like, but that gave me such, it was like your whoopee, you know, it was like, it gave me like, it was really my whoopee. And it's like, you're giving up your whoopee is what I'm getting for earth signs. Whatever your whoopee is, you're giving it up because you realize that it's actually toxic. Your whoopee was killing you. And so now, as a magician, you're like, way beyond the whoopee.
That's another t-shirt. That's a t-shirt.
T-shirt, way beyond the whoopee.
Your whoopee is killing you.
Your whoopee is killing you, t-shirt. No one will get it, but they will buy it, even though they don't get it. Sometimes there's something so awesome that even though you don't get it, you're like, I have to have that.
That's happening. It's happening.
Okay, so since we're in this mood, let's go to air signs. That seems to work.
Yes.
Oh, death to the whoopee.
The fire signs just checked out and said, I'm not staying.
It's like you're talking about whoopies. Bye. Like, I'm not listening to these two. I'm a fire sign. Time for this.
Bye.
They're a little intrigued. They're like, but I'll fast forward. Fast forward.
Not old. Nope.
Millennials are like, what's a fast forward?
What's a fast forward?
Sometimes you just kind of got your reading, which is for the whole week. It's just
fast forward. Just fast forward.
Oh, but can we skip?
Oh, I told you should have fast forwarded.
Okay, so that's synchronistic. So air signs, you may feel like you want to fast forward through this week. Know a couple air signs who are going to concur, but it's important, like we've said this week already, to feel what it is you're being required to have felt, because and I did put it in the past unintentionally. So this is about past pain. Okay, it takes some comfort, air signs, knowing that this is not new pain that's happening to you this week. It's not. This is not. Oh no, something's bad's gonna happen to me this week. Someone's gonna betray me this week. It's past pain that you need to feel something around.
Yes, and we just did this in our Patreon reading for the group. This is so critical. It is time to accept the pain.
Yeah.
And there is such a mind block there that says, well, if I accept it, that's somehow, I don't know.
It will drag. I'll speak as a designated air sign. The fear is if I integrate it, it will drag me down like a stone, because as air signs, we want to just float up above it all the time. And this is going to require us to integrate it, which we're afraid is going to just thud down to earth. And we're
it's just like what we said in the last reading. It is the Chinese handcuffs. As soon as you relax into that, acknowledge that it happened, accept it, and just be like, yeah, those are things that I can just kind of, move through and accept. It releases all that tension, and then it will be over. But the longer your heels are dug in, the longer this is going to go out.
And the longer we try to just float above it like that. I'm going to stay up here and not feel this. I'm going to stay up in my mind and not go down in my heart and feel this. It's like, oh, my heart hurts down here, so let's just ignore it. That's pretty butterfly. It's just not going to work right now because we've got.
I heard bite the bullet.
Yeah.
Do it and get it over with. Bite the bullet.
And it won't be as bad as you feel, and you're not going to have to relive these things. But there is something in there that demands to be felt. That demands to be felt, and even if you just picture it like your inner child in there going, hey, you're not going to ignore, I got hurt. You're going to look at that. And you also have strength. So this is air signs being reassured, and you have another infinity, just like the earth signs did. Mm-hmm. Air signs being assured that you will be given the strength divinely to handle. So if it is that fear of if I feel this, it's going to drag me down. It's going to lower my vibration. It's going to ruin my, my flow. No, you're being given the strength to deal with anything you have to deal with. And again, I am not getting that this is current.
No. You not allowing to feel this is not protecting you. Mm-hmm. You not allowing yourselves to feel this is actually more painful than just feeling it for a second and acknowledging it and moving through it.
Well, here she's, this angel is, I say she's an angel. So it's your angelic self, but she's actually just a woman in a dress. But she's, putting her hands on this lion's mouth. She's basically petting this lion, taming this lion. So it's whatever you feel like is big and scary, you are bigger and more powerful than that thing. So just remember that.
And they're showing me this pain burning as a small fire. Mm-hmm. That has to be acknowledged and put out, because there are times in life where things in our life almost serve as gasoline, and that gasoline finds that small fire and it blows up, and we have all this pain. Mm-hmm. And it's not fighting the big fire that counts. It's putting the little one out.
Mm-hmm. By acknowledging it. Yeah.
By acknowledging it.
And then once you do that, once you feel that, once you use that strength to move through that, you can move forward. Then you can move forward. You can't move over, but you can move forward once you move through what you need to move through. And then you have this power of the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles, which is just
how that is the most beautiful confirmation right there. It's that Chariot card to that. Wow.
Feeling that pain that you need to feel is going to give you so much power and abundance and wealth, just inner wealth and just, putting you in a place of power and wealth. And it's going to be, our beautiful mentor, Lee Patterson and Sherry Patterson, talk about pain being creation, being the energy of creation, and this pregnant Empress. It's when you feel that pain, that's the birth of something new. So that pain you feel this week is going to be the birth of something new and beautiful and exciting. So allow that. And then for air signs.
That's a beautiful reading for air signs.
Mm-hmm, it is. Okay. Oh, and one of the air signs, Libra, got this for June. Death is an illusion. Death is an illusion. So it is about knowing that you know, again, whatever that is for you, air sign, it's not going to drag you down. It's just an illusion, that pain, that whatever that is that represents that to you. And it is death, because it's the death of when you finally accept it, that is a death, whatever it is. But it's an illusion. It's not anything that has the power to take you down. It can't, because you're that Nine of Pentacles, you're that Empress. You have that strength, the Strength card.
Yep. Wow. Get it done, air signs. That's a very promising reading that started out what we thought was going to be scary.
Well, and I mean, that's key. It's just like doing
right?
what you think is going to be scary. So fire signs,
if you held on,
hold on, if you've endured, fire signs, yeah. They would never be afraid of their own whoopee, because they would never need a whoopee.
There's going to be a whole Zodiac Whoopee t-shirt association.
Yeah. Ooh, I've got it. I can see it. Zodiac signs and their whoopies. Fire signs just burning the whoopee. Okay, fire sign.
Earth signs ironing it, folding it nicely.
Water signs making it into clothes. Wearing
air signs. Where's my whoopee?
Fire signs. I'm glad you stuck around, because you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is, this is like, they always show me like the lottery with this card, because it is, you know, all the pentacles, and it's everyone being happy, celebrating, even down to the dogs. It's like you just have enough to just like, everyone, I'm just going to give everything to everyone, and everyone's going to be gathered around you, and this is long term too. So this is something this week, some choice you're making this week. Go ahead.
Sorry, I heard all the stars in the sky are yours.
Yeah, it's like some choice you're making this week is leading to this long-term abundance. Okay, nice. It's your choice. Ooh, it's your choice to hold your ground. And I want to ask into this a little bit, but this is really interesting too, thinking about some of the fire sign readings for June too. So you have this Five of Wands, which is about struggle. It often represents inner struggle to me. And it's little boys, kind of is harmless, but it's like this energy of like just the stuff that's always just coming to bother you and push at you and trigger you and, you know, just agitate you. And there's something this week with that Ten of Pentacles where you got to keep your eye on the prize and not allow these energies when they kind of push at you to bother you. You're just not going to engage. They're showing me like a fire sign who in the past, one of these would kind of push them and they'd be like, and be ready for a fight. And now it's going to happen and you're just going to be like, I don't even feel that. I don't even feel that, because you are focusing in on this Eight of Pentacles, your work. And when I say your work, I mean you figured out the formula that you need to focus on for success. So this is really, I'm seeing a lot, fire signs, for you around addiction recovery, around, and when I say addiction, I mean even mental addiction. I'm seeing you walking out of old patterns because you figured out the formula. Where you used to react, you're now like, oh, I don't react anymore. I focus on my steps. I focus on my guidance. I focus on what I know works for me. And you're doing this from a powerful place, fire signs, of this King of Swords. Now, the reason I want to ask a little more into this is because this card also always represents rigidity for me. So you may be, I just want to ask into it because it's that card always has like a conflicting energy. Let's say King of Swords for fire signs. Maybe dealing with someone else who's rigid. Let's see, King of Swords for fire signs. Or your rigidity, your mental rigidity, maybe holding you back in some way.
It could possibly be stubbornness.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Rigidity. What is this King of Swords for fire signs? Thank you. Oop, almost. This King of. Do you need these cards? Thank you. Thank you. What is this King of Swords for fire signs? Okay. Well, the King of Swords is clarified by the Five of Cups, which is about fear of loss here. Okay. So this is a reluctance. So you notice in that previous spread, there were no cups. It was all about pentacles and swords, and the wands that were in there were that struggling energy. But there were no cups, which is the heart, which is feeling. And this is there. I'm being shown like that rigidity is coming from fire signs of fear of feeling loss, a fear of feeling. It's like you're being invited to move into your heart, and you're going, "Can I just have happiness and everything I want without having to feel that stuff? Because without having to be in my heart, because that just leads to this." And I am just that King of Swords is like, I am just so. It's like it's good because you have your eyes on the prize. You know you want an abundant life with that Ten of Pentacles. You know what to do to get there with that Eight of Pentacles. But it's like you're trying to hack the divine by going, I want all that, and I don't want to have any of the yucky feel stuff.
And that has been what is it, June? That has been about a 9-month theme or more.
For fire signs.
For fire signs since about last September.
At least for Sagittarius and Aries. I feel like Leo has been a little different. But
not a lot, but it's the same but different. How they approach it is a little bit different,
yeah.
I think.
What's interesting is after all that, when we're talking about that, what comes out for fire signs but the Queen of Cups is the Queen of Love, and it is about self-love, and the key Spirit's saying here is in the receiving. So when you're saying, I don't want to move into my heart, you're actually, and this is going to get real deep for a second, fire signs, but you're actually saying, I don't want to give me anything. Because giving me stuff is just, I just don't want to. And I don't know, this is going to come from a different place for everyone, but there's a basic self-deprivation from self-denial that's happening, meaning it's almost like you want to live life without having to deal with you. And I mean, it's like, and I understand it's kind of like, they're really showing me when think back to the 40s or the 50s or whatever, and that stereotypical thing of people would have children and be like, I want to have the children. I want to trot out the pretty children, but I don't want to have to deal with any of the mess or unpleasantness of the children. So I'm going to give them to the caretaker, but don't show me any of that. That's almost what you're doing to yourself, fire signs, and yeah.
It's that children should be seen, not heard, and it's a fact that until you hear that inner child and hear you, that's where you are.
Yep, and that's that King of Swords. So interesting message for fire signs. 3 out of 4 of the elements got this release toxic relationship. So that's you too. So there's someone, fire signs, that programmed you to be that way about you. It's not your fault. You weren't born and said, I think I'm going to reject myself. It's not like that. But you were conditioned. And so it's important now to use this time. And if you're, part of that Eight of Pentacles that you're so focused on beautifully is going to be accepting these struggles as lessons, accepting that heart pain, that Five of Cups, loss, difficulty as a lesson to teach you, to show you that self-love, that Queen of Cups, that, because you trust us, you're going to find a lot of abundance and that Ten of Pentacles wonderfulness on the other side of that. But it's impossible to have abundance without that self-love. Just let me give you the, cheat sheet right now. There is no hacking your way to abundance, happiness, fulfillment without the self-love. There's just no way, because you could have everything in the world and still not enjoy it without that.
Yeah. The lack of self-love is the ultimate block of a lifetime.
and it can block you from absolutely anything. It
And
can block
everything.
anyone from anything.
Mm-hmm.
So someone could give you everything. You could win that lottery, and it'd be like, it'd be like just slipping right through your fingers if you didn't have that ability to receive that love. So,
Mm-hmm.
fire signs, the guidance is to just, I'm really getting, just turn it over. Don't try to do this yourself. Don't try to be like, okay, how do I get into self-love? Talk to your guides, talk to God, turn it over and say, okay.
Surrender's the first step.
Be like, I have no idea how to go about doing this, but please show me. And you will be shown in little ways that you can handle, in little ways that are right for you, that will amaze you. So
Yeah.
I hope this resonates for even just one person, one fire sign. That would be amazing. Okay, so we will see you next week, and bye.
Bye.